All right, let's talk about AI. If you feel like you're constantly trying to catch up, or maybe even falling behind, you've come to the right place. Because today, we're laying out a clear, step-by-step roadmap designed to put you ahead of the curve. We're talking about how to master AI like the absolute top 1%. So let's get into it.
Now let this sink in for a second. The gap between people who really truly get AI and everyone else, well, that's getting wider by the day. But here's the secret, the real opportunity. Because so many people are using it the wrong way, it's actually not that hard to jump way ahead of the pack.
And we're going to get you there with a simple roadmap. Seriously, it's something you can follow over the next month to completely change your game. It's broken down into a few key steps that will take you from 0 to 60, no matter where you're starting from. And first up, we have to learn a new language.
Okay, this is step one, and it's the big one. Most people make this fundamental mistake. They talk to an AI like it's a person. But here's the thing, an AI doesn't comprehend what you're saying, it computes it, and getting your head around that one idea is the single biggest shift you need to make.
You see, on our side, we think in terms of meaning, memory, and logic. But what's happening inside the AI is all about patterns and probability. It's not thinking, it's predicting. It's basically a superpowered guessing machine, constantly calculating what's the most likely word to come next. Let me give you a really simple example of this. If I say, Humpty Dumpty sat on a, what does your brain immediately do? It fills in the blank, right?
And that's exactly how an AI thinks. You predicted wall, because based on all the data you've absorbed in your life, that's the most probable answer. Sure, it could be roof, but there's almost no chance it's motorcycle. An AI does the exact same thing, just on an absolutely massive scale with trillions of data points.
So, this leads us to the solution. We have to learn to speak what you might call machine English. It's all about writing prompts that are so sharp and targeted that you're helping the AI compute your goal instead of just making a guess. Because if your prompt is vague, its guess is going to be vague. But when your prompt is precise, the result is precise.
So how do we get precise? Well, there's a really simple framework called AIM. It's a game changer. Let's break it down. First, A is for actor. You tell the AI what role to play. A world-class copywriter, a senior data analyst, whatever. Next, I is for input. You give it all the context and data it needs to do the job. And finally, M is for mission. You tell it in crystal clear terms what you want it to do.
Just look at the difference here. I mean, it's night and day, right? Fix my resume is fine. You'll get a generic cookie-cutter answer. But the after prompt, you're telling it who to be, giving it the raw materials, and assigning a super specific mission. This is how you get results that aren't just a little better, they're like 10 times better.
Now, before we get to the really advanced stuff, here's a crucial piece of advice. It is so tempting to jump between all the new AI tools that pop up every week, but that's a trap. Think of it like learning music. A drummer who decides to learn guitar already gets rhythm, tempo, and song structure. In the same way, if you go deep on just one tool, like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude, you'll master the core principles of AI that apply to everything else. Okay, so once you've got the basics down, it's time to level up. Here's the truth. The smartest AI in the world will sound dumb without the right context, and the best results almost never come from the first try. They come from iteration. And the key insight here is realizing that when you get a bad answer, the problem isn't the AI, it's probably your prompt. You're debugging your own thinking. To give the AI the context it needs, you can use another simple tool, the MAP framework. Think of it as a checklist. M is for memory, remind it of key things from earlier in your conversation. A is for assets, attach any files, spreadsheets, or data it needs. The second A is for actions, let it connect to outside tools like a web search. And P is your prompt itself. The more context you provide, the better its reasoning is going to be. And when the output is still kind of weak, don't just give up. Iterate. And you can use these 3 cheat codes to do it. First, the chain of thought prompt. Ask it to think step by step, so you can actually see its logic. Next, the verifier pattern. Ask it to pose clarifying questions back to you. This helps you sharpen your own thinking. And finally, the refinement pattern. Ask the AI to help you write a better prompt. When you start doing this, you're not just using the AI anymore. You're collaborating with it.
All right, now we're getting to the expert level. You ever get an answer that just sounds like a generic, buzzword-filled blog post? Yeah, that's a problem. So we need to learn how to steer the AI away from average answers and, most importantly, how to verify what it's telling you.
A vague prompt, like how to be innovative, will get you a vague, mediocre answer. But look what happens when you steer it. By pointing it towards specific experts, specific companies, and specific research, you're pulling it away from the generic middle and toward the sharp, insightful edges of its knowledge.
But you have to remember, AI can be confidently wrong. So you've got to be a skeptic. You have to verify. Ask it to list its hidden assumptions, demand its sources, even ask it to find counter-evidence from a source that disagrees, audit its math. And my personal favorite, have one AI model check the work of another. This is how you separate real intelligence from illusion.
And this brings us to the final and maybe the most important step of all. The best AI output isn't just technically correct. The best AI output is the one that sounds uniquely like you. It's about developing your own AI taste.
You have to treat the AI like a creative sparring partner, and you can use this ocean framework to push it. Is the idea original or is it just obvious? Is it concrete with real examples? Is the reasoning evident and easy to follow? Is the answer assertive or is it wishy-washy? And finally, does it tell a compelling narrative? Pushing on these points is how you turn generic text into something that has your style, your voice.
And that kind of brings us to the big picture here. You know, it's really easy to get scared of this technology, but a more optimistic way to look at it is that AI isn't here to replace us. It's here to augment us, to free us from the drudgery so we can focus on the work that truly matters. So, as you start applying these steps, just remember this. Every single prompt you write, every revision you make, you're not just training the AI model, you're actually training yourself. You're teaching yourself to think with more clarity, more creativity, and more precision. So the ultimate question isn't just about how you master AI, it's about how you use it to master yourself.